Come on forward, please. And then step to your left. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Why don't you tell me what inspired you to make this documentary?
Well, my life, it's with Senator Schumer. We've gotten along very well. We're working on trying to get it to stay open, and we'll see what happens. It's in the process.
Mr. President, Amazon paid $75 million to make and market this film. It's an exorbitant fee. Many Americans think that this is maybe Jeff Bezos trying to get in good with you, and they would call it an act of corporate corruption. The New York Times.
That is a fake news, New York. No, I don't know. I don't know, really. I'm not involved in that. That was done with my wife. I think it's going to be, I think it's a very important movie. I think it's really going to be very important. It shows life in the White House. It's a big deal, actually.
What was Tulsi Gabbard doing at an election center in Georgia today?
She's working very hard on trying to keep the election safe, and she's done a very good job. And they, as you know, they got into the votes. You got to sign judge's order in Georgia, and you're going to see some interesting things happening. They've been trying to get there for a long time.
Will you be pulling back immigration enforcement agents out of Minnesota?
We want to keep our country safe. We'll do whatever we can to keep our country safe.
So you're not pulling back?
No, not at all.
Sir, what are your...
Mr. President, Dan Ball with One America News. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, my friend. How are you?
Tonight is about the First Lady. No offense to you, I'm not going to ask political questions. I'm going to talk about this amazing woman and this amazing film. We're going to see you two interact like never before, I heard from the director and producer. Is that true?
You are going to see that. I'm not sure I'm thrilled with that, but that's all right. No, it's very good. I got to see it for the first time the other night. It's really good. Glamorous, very glamorous. We need some glamour in the country. So
well, you're bringing that back. What do you want the country to know about your amazing wife, our amazing First Lady, that 99% of this fake news never tells the country or the world?
Well, she's a very serious person, very brilliant person, actually, and speaks many languages, but that's the least of it. She's doing a great job. She's very popular. The people of the country really love her.
Brett and John told me that she's very influential, more than most folks might think, because she's so private and reserved. How true is that? How much are you talking to the First Lady when it comes to policy and things? Not about Barron and family, but about the country.
Great influence. She's really a historian in a true sense. She knows a lot about the history of a lot of different countries, especially this one. And she's very influential. She's somebody that I count on. You know, I speak to a lot of people, and I listen to some, and I don't listen to others. But she's very influential. You'll see that tonight. I think you're going to see that tonight.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate it.
No, I'm in the movie.
Mr. President, a lot has happened.
That sounded like fake news, didn't it? No, you're not in the movie.
Probably the New York Times.
He's in the movie,
How
guys.
do you think January 2026?
They got the election wrong, the New York Times, you know?
They get a lot wrong in the New York
said,
Times, Mr. President.
They got a lot wrong, but they got the election wrong. They haven't apologized yet.
What day will you be announcing your Fed chair pick next week?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. And do you know who you pick?
I do.
Wait, is that...
Otherwise, I'll have to go to work very quickly. No, I'll be announcing the Fed chair tomorrow morning.
Mr. President, a lot has happened this month. How do you think January 2026 is going to factor into your legacy?
I think that the legacy is very strong right now. We have the safest country we've had, the strongest military. We're doing better than we've ever done before. I think it's going to be a great legacy.
I would love to talk to the First Lady. It's her night. Can we do that? Guys, can we give politics a break for a second and talk to Melania since it's her night? Her movie?
Great friend of ours, honey.
How are you?
Hi, nice to see you, Melania.
Nice to see you.
Let's talk about this film. I'm just talking with Brett and manager Mark.
Well, I'm looking at the whole thing, but you know, I have a great feeling.
In this film, we're going to learn a heck of a lot more about
both of them very much.
You've been so private.
It looks to me like one is very much of a monopoly if they're able to do this deal. So we'll see how it all works.
Mr. President,
People will come away from this film. What do you think they will be feeling?
I think they're going to see a glamour that they haven't seen before, and I think our country needs glamour. You understand glamour better than most. But they can understand glamour. A lot about the beauty and the pageantry and things that we haven't seen in a long time.
Mr. President, most folks don't think that the president actually
What is
listens
next
and
for you
talks
to be
to about
solving? Does President
policy
Putin
a
want
lot more
peace?
than most
Well,
of
we're
us
going to see. I
realize.
think
Can
we're going to have peace.
you weigh in on that a little
We're going
bit?
to get the peace done.
Well, I give you
Mr. President, do you believe you'd be the man you are today if you hadn't met your wife?
What's an interesting question? I better be very careful with that.
I am very proud.
That's a very dangerous. He's asking me a very dangerous question. I think she's really been a great help. She's done a great job. Very respected, very smart, very measured, very measured. Sometimes when I'm not so measured, she measures you, but no, she's done a great job and very, very influential in terms of the administration. Yes.
And Mr. President, with
He's
everything,
asking me very dangerous questions.
I asked your husband if he would be the man he is today if he had never met you. What do you think?
Well, we will all be in different places, I guess. Right?
We do like the way it worked out.
Correct.
And Mrs. Trump, what do you want Americans to learn about your first family and yourself from this film?
Went very well. I wanted to know a little bit more about the details of that conversation.
Well, it was not much of a conversation other than he said he'd love to see peace, but I want to see peace, I think, maybe more than anyone. We've done a great job. We've closed the border. We've stopped crime. Crime's at an all-time low in the history of our country, and that's only because we're taking criminals out. We're taking some very bad people out of our country, but I want to see that also.
And Mr. President, what do you say to those that are critical of the fact that Amazon paid $40 million to acquire the rights of this movie?
Well, I think they'd have to go and ask President Obama, who got paid a lot of money and hasn't done anything. So I think they probably have to go because if you take a look at others, they've been paid a lot of money. But this is somebody, Melania, who really produced it. She's done a great thing. This is a very important piece of work.
What do you hope people learn about your wife after seeing this film?
Well, I think they knew she was smart, but perhaps maybe they'll get to see something that elevates above just the word smart. She's got a lot of high quality.
And you have an entertainment background yourself, creating several hit shows. Did you have any sort of creative input on this film? Did you watch any of the screeners in advance?
I really had none. I saw it for the first time 2 nights ago. I loved it. I thought it was really great. But it really brings back a glamour that you just don't see anymore. And our country can use a little bit of that, right? You would know that, right?
Can you tell me a little bit more about the split off on the Department of Homeland Security on the avoiding a shutdown?
Well, I think what you're going to see is you will know by the time this movie's over what's going to happen. And I'll be naming the Fed tomorrow morning. I've chosen a very good person to head the Fed. I'll be putting that out tomorrow morning.
Is there any details you could share about the extension through September?
For myself,
Mr. President, what is your message to the tens of millions of Trump voters on this film about the First Lady?
That she's a very smart person, very influential person, and she cares about the country, loves the country, just like Breitbart does, actually. And she's done a great job. Very popular.
Mr. President, and there's also been some leftist outlets already pushing negative coverage around this film before it's even come out. What do you say to that, and what can Megan do to come down?
Well, that's standard with these people, and, they like to do it. They lost an election in a landslide. They do whatever they can. But we have a safe country. We have a rich country. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars of tariff money. We've never been in a position like this. We're strong. We're financially powerful. We're militarily powerful. I built the military in my first term, and now we have a group headed out to a place called Iran, and hopefully we won't have to use it.
And lastly, Mr. President, today was your 10th cabinet meeting. Over the course of 4 years, Joe Biden only held 9 cabinet meetings. What does that say about the transparency of your administration versus the last administration?
And I had cameras in my cabinet meetings, all of them, just about all of them, and so it's very transparent. There's never been an administration so transparent as this. We had a good cabinet meeting today. We talked about the economy. The economy is through the roof. Prices are way down. Gasoline $1.99 a gallon. It was $4 a gallon just a year and a half ago. So a lot of great things are happening, as you know.
Absolutely, and people are going to start seeing some relief with their tax returns.
I think so. The great big beautiful bill just kicked in, and you're going to see some tremendous numbers. We have prices are down all throughout. They like to talk about affordability. It was just a term that they made because, but they're the ones that caused the problem. We inherited a mess, and the prices are way down. We inherited an open border with millions of people coming in, and the problems that you have, the big problems that you have. Millions of criminals were allowed into our country through an open border, and we're getting them out. We're getting them out fast.
Many of them.
They just announced today crime in this country is at an all-time low, and that was done by Democrats. They said that the Democrats just released crime in this country all-time low. Thank you, and you guys are great.
And could I ask one quick? Madam First Lady, Nick Overton, Breitbart News.
How are you?
I'm doing very good. What is something you hope that
This is
people...
Hollywood. The old days when the Academy Awards used to get ratings. I don't get ratings.
We will see what it takes to have First Lady again.
I don't know anything about that. Depends. What will she pay? That is a good man, right?
What would you say are one or two of your favorite scenes from the documentary?
Absolutely.
I just think the overall feel of it, it's such a beautiful piece. It's really, the cinematography is beautiful, the whole thing. I think you're going to like it. I mean, people really like it. It's very different. I would think these are very hard times for movies, frankly, with since COVID. Since COVID, it's been very hard. But people really like it. I can see this being very successful over a period of time. It's also very much a history of the White House. It's a history. It's a modern day history of the White House.
Do you think you'll want to do a movie now outlets that are very...
I don't know about that. I'll find out.
How does your legacy differ from the First Lady?
Say it?
How does your legacy differ from the First Lady or the First Lady?
Well, they're intertwined. We've had a good life. We've done a good job. Crime at an all-time low. The economy at an all-time high. We've taken in $18 trillion. Taken that $18 trillion. Biden, as an example, last administration, less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We've taken in $18 trillion in 1 year. It's actually more than that. So, I mean, it's been an amazing run. We're having a good time. What happened on the border? We have a closed border. We used to have an open border. Millions of people pouring in. A lot of criminals at the highest level, including 11,888 murderers. We don't want to have murderers in our country. I got a lot of them out. We're going to get the rest of them out. But to have a country, you have to have a safe country.
When might we see ice in Springfield, Ohio? When might we see ice in Springfield, Ohio?
Well, we're going to see what's happening. Springfield is not a happy place with what they did. Springfield, I love Springfield, Ohio. I won Springfield, Ohio. But during the Biden administration, they did great damage to Springfield.
Mr. President, what was it like seeing the documentary for the first time? And what did you learn? Did you learn something new about your wife?
Well, I don't think so, but I learned she's, it's a confirmation more than anything else. A very smart woman, a woman with influence, a woman who understands our country, comes from another part of the world, but understands this country very well, understands the world very well. So you're going to see somebody that maybe you didn't know, but I think most people understand this is a very smart woman with influence.
What was it like having Nicki Minaj?
Why should audiences see this film, even Democrats who might not support you, and do you expect it to be a big hit?
Well, I think you'll learn about the White House, you'll learn about government, you'll learn about First Lady, a little bit about me, not so much about me. You know me pretty much, I'm an open book. But you'll learn things that are very interesting, and it's a beautifully shot movie. You see the most beautiful scenes. There's a great glamour to this. I was saying when I left, because I saw it 3 days ago for the first time. There's a great glamour, beautiful glamour, and you learn it's about the White House, it's about our country, and we need a little glamour. I like glamour.
What was it like having Nicki Minaj in the Oval Office?
Nicki Minaj is fantastic. She's a terrific person. She was so nice, and she understands, what we're doing with the Trump accounts. We're helping children grow up when they're 18 years old. They're going to have a lot of money. They're going to be rich. And she got it, but she's been a supporter from the beginning, and I think Nicki Minaj is a winner. She's fantastic.
Can you talk about how the First Lady's been more outspoken this term, especially about
She is. I noticed that myself. She is a little bit more outspoken, I think. Maybe that comes with time. But she's done a great job. She's a very popular, very respected First Lady. Thank you.
So
Who are you
people
with?
will see much more what is in the movie.
What can Americans learn about the president? Hey, I wanted to ask you, what is your family's reaction to the First Lady's film?
I think great. I mean, Don is here tonight, and the others are seeing it tomorrow or the next day.
It was my
But very good. It's been very
The
good.
First Lady's father is here as well. I've heard that Barron Trump was actually in town as well.
Barron saw it 2 nights ago
Yes.
with us. He loved it. Barron loved it. Barron is he thought it was great. I will say.
Mr. President, what makes you proud of Madame First Lady for showing the story?
Well, I am proud of her. I mean, she's done a great job. A thing like this is not easy. And, you know, she comes from a faraway country, a wonderful country, clean, beautiful, safe. They don't have problems like others have. But she comes from a country that's a very safe country, very good country in many ways. But it's different, and she's picked it up very easily. Speaks a lot of languages, very smart, understands what's happening, and really is a good influencer of me. Thank you.
Mr. President, you have a TV and film background. Did you have any input or any say on the creative direction? Yeah, on this one.
I would say, yeah, I mean, other than the fact that I'm in it, I'm sort of in it, but I would say that basically this was her baby, and it's her views, it's her feel, and she's done a great job. I think you're going to really like it. You're going to love this movie. This is a really good movie. It's a beautiful movie. It's a documentary of sorts, but it explains the White House. You'll see the great beauty of the White House, the glamour of the White House, the fix-up. You know, I'm fixing the White House. I do that instinctively. I fix the White House, and it's in a much better shape than it ever was. It's in. I mean, Doug can tell you, he wins the Pulitzer Prize every week. But Doug, that's a different building right now than it was a year ago, right? Yes, sir. It's a beautiful, clean building that things are being repaired. I love doing it. I do it second nature. That's why I was good at real estate. So,
and you had mentioned earlier that I'm with the Daily Mail.
Good.
Yeah, and you had mentioned earlier that Melania's been a little bit more outspoken this time around. Would you like to see more of that?
Well, somebody asked me the question. I think so. Yeah, I think she's got stronger opinions now. Probably she's seen. You know, it's experience. It comes with experience. She's got stronger opinions. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're a very business mindset person.
Business oriented.
Oriented. Thank you. And I wanted to ask, how is the First Lady? Also
good.
We're going to see a little bit of that in the movie.
You're going to see it tonight.
Yeah.
She's got a good business, had a great fashion head.
Yes.
She was friends with everybody until I ran for office. The fashion industry loved her more than anybody, and then I ran for office, and she didn't care. But the fashion industry really loved her. And once I announced I'm running as a Republican, they didn't like, but now they're all coming to me and asking for help. And we give them help.
Well, maybe the First Lady could also comment on this as well, but a lot of those fashion magazines snubbed you during the first administration as well as now. What is your message to them, and what is something that you want people to take away from this film?
Here in this film, they will see a lot of emotion, fashion, grief, sadness, celebration, love. So that's the message for the viewers.
Mr. President,
it's been, she's been very well received in terms of this. This is something. I mean, I think you're going to love it. A lot of you aren't allowed to say what you think because, you know, your editors don't want you to do it or the owners, but a lot of people do. I think you're going to really love it. Yeah.
Movie theaters are such a beautiful place for community and connectivity. Why do you think it's important that a film like this does release in theaters all over the country?
Well, it's nice that she did that because personally, I think it's a very tough business. The theaters selling after COVID. And, you know, you look at it and you see, so I think this will be unbelievable streaming and everything. Theaters are in a different world now. I study financial pages very closely. I look at theaters and the theater business and everything. And it's pretty much of a different world, but she wanted to get it out so people could see it. But I see this as, in terms of streaming and everything, I think you're going to love it. The glamour, the beauty, the whole thing, it's going to be something that, I don't want to say especially women, but I think maybe especially women. They're going to love this movie.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can you talk a little bit about your inspiration for focusing on the 20 days before inauguration?
Well, it was my life. So people will see it, transitioning from the private citizen to being a first lady again. The schedule was very intense. They followed me from morning till evening, and you will see what I have to do and what I did from planning the inauguration to running my business, philanthropy, taking care of the family, moving to the White House, meeting with security detail, establishing the East Wing and hiring the people that they need to work for me, but also they work for the American people. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What's the main message of the meeting?
Digital, sir.
We like food. We like it. Who are you with?
Daily Caller.
That's a good place.
Yes.
It should be good most of the time. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Are you trying to choke off Cuba?
Say it.
Are you trying to choke off Cuba?
I don't know. The word choke off is awfully tough. Cuba is a failing nation, and you have to feel badly for Cuba. They've treated people very badly. We have a lot of Cuban Americans who really were treated very badly, and they'd probably like to go back. And no, I'm not trying to, but it looks like it's something that's just not going to be able to survive. I think Cuba will not be able to survive.
What's your opinion about the UK getting involved
Thank
with
you for your
China?
note very much.
Thank you. As you were thinking about Fed share,
Yeah.
what were the characteristics that you were looking for in the end? And
Well,
what,
I'll be announcing that tomorrow morning.
what exactly tipped that person over the edge?
I'd
in your
rather
choice?
say it tomorrow, but just an outstanding person and a person that won't be too surprising to people. A lot of people think that this is somebody that could have been there a few years ago. It's going to be somebody that is very respected, somebody that's known to everybody in the financial world, and I think it's going to be a very good choice. I hope so.
So someone who was on your short list, sir?
On my reasonably short list, yeah.
Mr. President, about the Fed.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, what do you think about the UK getting into business with China? Keir Starmer was in Beijing.
Well, it's very dangerous for them to do that, and it's even more dangerous, I think, for Canada to get into business with China. Canada is not doing well. They're doing very poorly. And you can't look at China as the answer. I know China very well. I know President Xi's a friend of mine. I know him very well, but that's a big hurdle to go over when you get Canada. The first thing they're going to do is say you're not allowed to play ice hockey anymore. That's not good. Canada's not going to like that.
Mr. President, the Fed yesterday voted 10-2 to pause interest rates. Do you think the problem with the Fed is more than just Jerome Powell?
Well, you have other political people on the Fed. Absolutely. You have political people that will vote against Trump or a Republican, but in particular Trump. But we've done so well with the economy. You see the numbers. We're getting the best numbers that we've ever had as a country, and that's despite the fighting. We've broken the Fed wall. I mean, they could have been much better. It could have been much more helpful to the country. But even despite the little bit higher interest rates, you notice that the interest rates now are falling despite the Fed. But I'm going to be announcing, I think, a really great choice tomorrow. I'm very excited about it, and I'll be announcing it tomorrow morning.
For all those Fed governors who wanted to pause interest rates, do you think they'll have their mind changed when there's a new Fed chairman on board?
I do. Yeah,
Why do you think that, sir?
Well, that's just the way it's been. And if they respect the Fed chairman, they don't respect this Fed chairman. If they respect the Fed chairman, they'll be with us all the way. They want to see the country be great. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, have you had any conversations with Iran in the last few days, and are you planning on any?
I have had, and I am planning on it, yeah. We have a lot of very big, very powerful ships sailing to Iran right now, and it would be great if we didn't have to use them. Okay?
Can you say what the message was that you shared with Iranians?
Well, I told them two things. Number one, no nuclear, and number two, stop killing protesters. They're killing them by the thousands. You know, I stopped 837 hangings 2 weeks ago, but they're going to have to do something. Nobody's seen anything like it.
Mr. President, Mr. Homan, I'm sure you caught his remarks earlier today that he made in Minneapolis. Are you pleased with the job that he's doing? Do you feel that this change that you made, this personnel change, is an important one in terms of calming things down?
Well, I think he's terrific, but we have to get rid of the criminals. We have to take criminals out of our country. So from that standpoint, nothing's going to change. And we have to find out all of the fraud that's taken place in Minnesota. We have to get to it. They've stolen at least $19 billion, and we're going to find out who did it and where the money is. Thank you very much.
Mayor Frye, come to the White House.